everyone, it's Mia from Rose Nails by Maria Slade Coombs, and I'm going to show you this gorgeous magnetic stripy design. I was inspired by my lovely friend Carmel, who was doing a live on the Nailchemy Facebook page. If you want to check it out, go and check it out on their page. And she was doing colour blocking with magnetic polishes in like rectangular designs, and I thought, oh my god, I have to see that as a stripy design, like I wonder if it would work. So I whizzed to my desk and sat down and recorded this really quickly, so I hope you like it. So I'm going in with a black base of Nailchemy's Onyx. I've got to say it's one of my favourite blacks to use. It's really highly pigmented, you could get away with one coat easily. I just go in with 2 coats for depth. It cures really beautifully, which is really hard to find in a black. I do cure it for twice as long as they say. It's a 30-second cure, but I cure it for 60 seconds just to make sure on each coat. So that's 2 coats of black. And we're going to go in with the SBD London 5D Cat's Eyes. I'm going to use 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6 for this design from SBD London. They're lovely cat's eye polishes, I really like them, really highly pigmented. You can use them as a whole block colour or as a magnetic cat's eye or a dragon eye or whatever. So this is 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I've just splodged a little bit out onto this lovely little mirror palette that I've got, which is actually a candle holder from B&M for £1. Love it, love a bargain, and so far it's pretty acetone resistant, so I definitely recommend them. Right, so for this design, you need a steady hand and you need to make sure that all your lines are parallel, so make sure you can sort of manage to do that. It is all just line painting, there's nothing overly difficult in it, there's nothing that's too hard for beginners. It's a really cool design that makes people go, oh my god, wow, but actually is nice and simple to do. So you want to use your first colour, and I'm using these 5D cat's eye polishes in the order I've got them. So you'll see colour 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then I go in and do 2 stripes of each colour. So you want to go and draw a diagonal line and then kind of block in that first section of nail. And with magnetic polishes, obviously what happens is that you paint them on, and then when you put the magnet over them, it all goes and it goes into the middle like this. Okay, so make sure you do a nice diagonal line with your magnet and then get that into the lamp as fast as you can so none of the magnetic pigment falls. So this is the key to this design that I found, is that you'll see like a lip of polish where the cat's eye was that's gone black. You want to go over that, so don't just do your next layer of colour where the polish ended from your last colour. I hope that makes sense. But you want to kind of go over it, almost up to the actual magnetic line of colour that you've previously painted. So make sure that you are fully curing each layer that you do. A flash cure will not do, because you will create bubbling where you're doubling over the polishes. If the first coat isn't cured long enough, then it's going to make the second coat give you problems. So make sure you're giving these a full cure in between and going over the top of that last bit of polish, and then just sort of continue on like that using your magnetic tool and keep those lines as parallel as possible. So right here you can see the lip, do you see? So that's magnetic cat's eye polish that's gone dark because we've sucked all that magnetic pigment into the middle. So you want to go up to that, but then go over that, nearly up to your last line of colour. And that's where you want to start painting your new wet polish, which is why it's so important that they must be cured fully. So going in again, this is why I was using the Nailchemy 0003 striping brush. I absolutely love this brush. I use it constantly for artwork. I really do love the Nails brush collection. I find they're really fine. With quite a lot of brushes, I kind of get them and chop half of the hairs off, and then they kind of look a bit raggedy, but that's just how I like to use them. I like to use them really fine. And I haven't had to do this with the Nails one, so that's great. So you're just going to continue going in and keeping all those lines parallel diagonally with each other. Obviously, if you do like one that's wonky, it's going to sort of set the whole design off and be really obvious. So suck all that magnetic pigment in. Make sure you are happy with it before curing. You'll see that on some of the Lines, I go back 2 or 3 times just to make sure that that line is exactly where I want it to be before you've cured it, because obviously once you've cured it, that's it, it's going to stay still. So this is 5D Cat's Eye polish number, 5. Yeah, I think that's right, yeah, 5. So it goes 1, 3, 4, 5 that I'm using now, and then I'll be using number 6 in a minute. As I said, I kind of go in twice because this is a long nail. I go in and do 2 stripes of each colour. Obviously, if you're doing this on a client and their nails are not this long, or their extensions are not going to be this long, then just keep going until you run out of nail. And you want to do that same process of going over the lip of the previous cat's eye polish that you have put down, and then sucking it all up with the magnetic cat's eye tool. Go as close to the wet polish as you dare without touching. Obviously, if you touch it, you're going to end up moving the wet polish, and you might have to start all over again. So again, going over that lip nearly to the stripe of colour that we've just painted, that green colour. So I'm nearly up to there, but not quite. And try and make sure that all of your stripes of wet diagonal polish are at the same thickness as each other, just to keep that really nice parallel diagonal flow going all the way down to create this look. Obviously, if you do it a bit wonky donkey, it's really going to show in a look like this. So in a salon, this is going to be quite a time consuming look if a client wanted it on all 10 nails. So I would probably recommend doing it as like an accent nail as part of a design. I think it would look amazing as part of like a dark unicorn design. I know quite a few of my clients would go for that idea, so I might try and convince one of them too. So there, you can see as I'm sort of shining this through the light, you can see that lip where the last lot of cat's eye polish is. So don't start at that lip, go over it towards your last line of colour. See, I'm going right up to that last line of colour. Otherwise you end up with this like really big sort of black patch in between them, and I just don't think it looks quite so appealing to the eye. Obviously, if you want a client that says, oh, I love that design, but I want the stripes to be spaced out further, then that's exactly what you would need to do. You would just start where the last polish ended and where the lip of that polish is. But personally, I like it better when it looks like you've just sort of put all those stripes on. There's no sort of obvious marks of where one polish finishes and the next colour begins. And it's got just this nice flow to it. So obviously now I'm on my, I've gone back to SBD London Cat's Eye number 1. So I'm repeating the process over again. So I am going to be quiet for a minute and just let you watch this process, and I'll come back in at the end of the nail. Okay guys, so obviously I'm nearly at the end of the nail now. I'm just going to squeeze on one more line just so that I can make sure that I've got 2 lines of each colour in there. And just because obviously you can squeeze one more little line in there and still keep those parallels the same distance apart. So yeah, definitely my top tips for this design is use lovely pigmented polishes like these. So you get like a really nice vibrant colour on that black that you don't have to go in with 2 layers of, because obviously all these are just 1 layer. Make sure you go over the lip of the last colour of polish that you did. I'm just going in with the SBD London tempering top coat, really nice top coat by the way. Yeah, keep all those lines parallel. If they don't look parallel when you magnetise them, then don't put it in the lamp. Go back and make sure that you do sort of get it really nice and spot on, because obviously you can see from the design, if you go and get sort of one of them wonky, then it would really mess up the whole thing if you had sort of one in the middle that was like a bit straighter than the rest of them or something. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I do try and show you in a minute. Look, it looks completely black from some angles still, and then depending on how the light's hitting it, you get these gorgeous colour shifting magnetic polishes, and it looks like a full nail of coloured stripes, and then it looks black, and then oh, it just looks so nice. I'm just sort of moving my lamp around to show you how they shift from one colour to another. It's so pretty. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this design. As I said, I think it's going to look great in like a set of dark unicorn nails, or as a full set, or however your clients want to do it. It's such a beautiful design. I'm sure it can be perfected, as I literally just sat down at my desk and kind of did this and recorded it on a whim. So yeah, please follow me on Facebook and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I'll see you soon. Bye!